Well, hello, I am $1,000,000 a month mama. How are you, Nadia? Julio? Hello, hello. Welcome. It's Brandon Cortez, Franny, Honey Girl, Lizbeth, Susie, Rosa, Nurse Infinity. I like that name, Infinity. You're from the Netherlands? Oh my God. That's so exciting. How are you, Kisa, the queen of deliciousness? Limitless Queen Batch, Renee, Mike, Lil Meat, Ellen. I'm so happy you're all here. I wasn't sure if you were all busy because I know it's, well, if you're in the U.S., right? Is it just the U.S.? Who does we know social studies and things like that. That wasn't always my greatest achievement. It's Labor Day, right? It's Labor Day weekend, so I wasn't sure if anybody's going to be around. Well, thank you so much, Julio. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Oh my gosh, all these names. Hello. Oh, we got Salty and Write a Chick. Gabriella. Man, oh man. Gabriella Babella. I feel like it's been 1,000,000 years since I've seen you. How are you? Wow. And if you have been around to other lives, I just haven't seen your username. Must have been going by too fast, but it caught me today. I hope you are doing fabulous. I hope everyone's doing fabulous. It's just that I don't think I've seen her in forever. My mom took labor seriously. LOL, I'm a Labor Day baby. Oh, is your birthday tomorrow? Well, happy early birthday. You know if I'm looking over here. The OGs know that I'm looking over here because that's where I can see it bigger. It's on my laptop. Because sometimes, oh, you know what? That just reminded me. I better set this so we don't get no fuckery. Hold on, I'm fixing it. Okay, there we go. Hello, me, Yonsei. How are you doing? Sassy Spice. I'll be Sassy Spice. I love that. And I love the Spice Girls. I'm not afraid to admit that. When I was younger, you know, I would hide it to some people, and other people I'd be like, yeah, I totally love the Spice Girls. But I did. I loved it. My hair is wet. I'm sorry. So it's, at least I bathed, right? Well, Lindsay, thank you very much. Let's see. We've had quiet time recently. He reached out last night. So you got movement. That's what I'm hearing. You got movement. Trying to stop the cycle. Ready for it now. Fuck the 3D. Literally. Okay, listen. Just because it's right in my face and I just want to hurry up and answer it. Mike, yes. Yes, I have. Thank you very much. And so have plenty of others in this live stream right now. A lot of the names, if you see, they got their wrenches next to them. If their names are in blue, you know, they're in the special colors, they're channel members. Some people here are previous channel members, and countless people have had success in manifesting good health for someone else. Yes, not only good health for someone else, but themselves. And yes, to both for me. Yes, it's possible. I just wanted to say that really, really quick. See, I told you. Look at Salty already responded for me. Thank you, Salty, for backing me up on that. There's lots of people who have. It is possible. All things are. Okay, but back to Lindsay. All right, so Lindsay. So you got movement, my beautiful friend. We got movement. We have things unfolding, right? Things are always unfolding, literally. So you are consciously aware right now of wanting to break the cycle. And I'm assuming that cycle is the going back and forth, right? Hot and cold, or quiet time versus not quiet time, right? Contact versus no contact. You're sick of that shit. I would be sick of that shit. So good. Good. Who are you? Who do you claim yourself to be? Right? Now, again, you don't have to use my words. The words themselves really don't matter. It's what your consciously aware of that does, but words help us get clear on what we choose to be aware of, right? So I wasn't being exaggerative when I said I used to really consciously focus on being aware of being, I'm using all the buzzwords, being aware of being the version of myself in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. And most importantly, the version of myself who was no longer manifesting a specific person. Now, I'm just going to say, I know that that can also sound very much like I'm splitting hairs. I'm being too anal about it, but I'm just saying there's an essence to it. There's a difference in your awareness versus you thinking of yourself who's, oh, I'm the self who's currently manifesting my SP back. I'm manifesting my SP back. I'm having movement with my SP, but I'm manifesting him back, or I'm manifesting breaking out of the cycle. No. No. You are who you say you are. So you are the you who doesn't have any more cycles. You don't have patterns. You aren't someone who experiences hot and cold behavior or, contact versus no contact. You're not that self anymore. So don't identify with it. Identify as the self that broke the cycle. And manifesting really is simple. It's our overthinking, overanalyzing, coupled with worrying and fearing that make it seem much more difficult. You simply can just make that conscious decision. I don't do that anymore. I don't have cycles anymore. I don't have patterns anymore. I don't do anything unless it benefits me. I don't think anything unless it benefits me. I don't believe anything about myself other than what benefits me and what I want. And yes, you could simply start identifying as that, and reality will reflect. No exceptions. So do that. And I'm loving hearing that you heard from your SP. Well done, my friend. Let's see. Okay. What did I miss here? Franny L. Thank you very much, Franny. That was very, very nice of you. Okay. BBL has come in treating me amazing. I'm not surprised. Don't want him. I'm also not surprised. Okay. Last night I texted SP saying, I know I deserve respect, and I've chosen to lean on people who I can rely on. Felt like saying bye to an old version. Choosing self-respect over him. Feeling sad. Zhuzh, why are you feeling sad? Why are you feeling sad? There's nothing to feel sad about. You haven't necessarily come to the ending of, we'll say, the relationship that you're choosing for yourself. It's not necessarily that kind of an ending. It's an ending of you choosing someone who wasn't choosing you or treating you correctly. You said goodbye to that. But let's expand on that. That doesn't mean that you're not going to experience the version of that exact person who does respect you, treat you kindly, treat you the way you want. Unless, of course, you're trying to tell me that you're just straight up, you don't even care. You want nothing to do with that person ever again. Unless you're telling me that. I don't know. It feels like I had to choose between him and self-respect. That is a belief, but I'm also not trying to tell you that you were wrong for doing what you did, because I don't think you are. I'll explain that. I'll explain more on that. Just give me one more second. I'm going to read what you said here. I don't know why it feels so sad. It does feel like I'm growing, but I'm not sure what comes next. Well, listen. We are humans. And as humans, we are going to keep growing and evolving. I like to say shifting or rising in consciousness. So it's gonna keep happening if you are staying aware of your conscious journey. And I mean of your consciousness journey. So yeah, you're going to feel like you're growing. Maybe you're sad because it feels like a death, because it's like a death to your old self, a death to an old version of yourself, a death to an old identity, right? The identity that didn't command respect from others. And by command, I don't mean that in a bitchy way. I mean as in carrying yourself with an expectation that you're going to be treated kindly by others and that you would, would do the same. When you are in a habit of putting up with less than favorable behavior from someone, and it happens to be someone you have, love or romantic interest in, there does come a point where we have to stop identifying as that old version and choose new, right? If we want what we want, it's time to choose new. Choose what you want. Being aware of who you want to be. Remember, everything, the infinite potential is around you, all around you, at every given moment. So from moment to moment, you're choosing from, right? You're choosing from it, moment by moment by moment. So this, I understand from the human logical perspective of why it might be sad, but I don't think it necessarily has to be the ending that the human logical 3D self might think. True. My old self would have never sent that message. She would have tried to convince him of something, hoped it would start oh my God, honey, I resonate with you on every level. Okay? You're here today telling me this message for a reason. You're reflecting me. And I mean the old me. And we were meant to have this conversation today. And you know me. If you've watched enough of my content, I don't believe in coincidences. I think everything happens exactly the way it is supposed to. Everything. Based on who you're being aware of being, right? So she would have tried to convince him of something, hoped it would start a conversation, or left some "I'll always be here for you" door open. Oh my God, yeah, me too. I was just like that. Out of fear of hard closing the door. Afraid that if, you spoke up for yourself, that meant you wouldn't hear from that person ever again. Putting on this, at least my old self, this fake, oh, I can agree with everything version of myself, while inside I'm miserable, but I'm pretending to love everything because he loves those things. And I'm not talking about how my current relationship is. This is my old self. Out of fear that I wouldn't have a relationship, that I would lose that person. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'll never be her again. But a death to that old self did have to happen. And, I know the way I'm wording it is so dramatic, like the death to the old me. It didn't have to be that dramatic, but what was really happening? I was rising in consciousness. My awareness was expanding. Again, we can't help ourselves. At every given moment, we are identifying as fill in the blank, as what, as who. It's every given moment. And I feel that when you first find conscious manifestation, you're in a habit of identifying as at least one or two familiar versions of yourself. And now you're aware of there's infinite choices to make. You're it, right? You are source. You are the I am. So there's no limits to the who or the what you can be. None. So if your heart sincerely doesn't want to officially say goodbye to that person as a whole, then don't look at it that way. Look at it as it was the death to the old self and the death to the old version of your specific person. Because this is where I think a lot of people get manifesting a specific person wrong. and I know that's kind of harsh to word it that way, and I don't mean it maliciously. I just mean I think this is the stumbling blocks that, and I think Tom Karen put up a video recently. I love Tom Karen. I can't think of anything I disagree with him on. Let me just say it like that. I respect him. I feel like he sees and thinks similar. We agree on the being limitless. I think that when people are manifesting a specific person, they get very caught up on continuing to be aware of and focusing on, therefore manifesting and trying to change their specific person. Now, hear me out on that. So their focus just keeps staying on the version of the specific person that we really don't want. We want to go away. We want a new version to come in, and that's totally dependent on us. But we get so entangled with, let's say, the less than favorable version of someone, and we get so caught up in staring at all the things they're not doing yet, or that they're still doing wrong, and how they're not who we want them to be yet, or they're not showing up and treating us the way we want them to yet. So we get so caught up on that, when all we need to do is stop focusing on that. Stop looking over there. Stop looking at that version of them. Move the awareness over to who you deserve, who you are worthy of encountering, experiencing, a completely new version of them, because that's right in your hands to do. So like I was saying, if you don't really want this to be the full on end with this person, it doesn't have to be. But of course, we're saying goodbye to a version that didn't treat you well. Goodbye. Well done kicking that to the curb. Now you can focus on who you want to be. Keep her as the priority, because without her, without you being aware and choosing for yourself, how else do we bring in the life we want? So think of that, this just freed you. Oh, I hope it's good. Yeah, I was gonna say, I hope it was good tears. Well, you are welcome for sure. None. No coincidences. None. Remember, I feel this is important to remember, and I know it's going to sound kind of cuckoo, but our free will is choosing who we are, how we're finishing I am, right? What comes after I am for you, for anybody, right? Whoever's here. After that, we really aren't operating from free will. Free will is not out here in 3D reality. And we get caught up on that phrase and we think it just applies to the specific person or to everybody else in reality. No, it applies to us as well. Our free will is choosing who we are, who we're aware of being. From there, everything is happening exactly the way it's supposed to at every given moment, based on who you chose to be aware of, how you completed your sentence, I am who, I am what. See what I mean? Doesn't feel that way. I know it feels like we're taking our own free will actions, but I don't think we are. I believe everything is happening exactly the way it's supposed to, and we receive our own inspired action. And that message you sent to your SP, I believe that's exactly what was supposed to happen. I believe you got inspired action or divine action. I believe that. That's why I think there are no coincidences. And I have to say, Neville Goddard said that regarding the free will. And I totally agree because it makes sense to me now. It makes sense. Our free will is the awareness, the conscious awareness. So that doesn't mean we're limited. So anybody who's hearing that from a logical place, you probably heard that and thought restriction. Like things are against your will. No, it is still freeing when you look at it from the conscious awareness point of view, the real point of view. See what I mean? What's up, Karen? It's Brandon Cortez. I do too. I do too. There's not a lot out there. There's not a lot of channels that can hold my attention and I can sit through a whole video and say, yes, 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 I agree. There ain't many out there. He's one, for sure. Tom, I just agree with a lot of his content. Have I watched every single one of his videos? No. But I'm assuming based off the videos I have watched over the years, he's got it going on. Tom's got it going on. All right. So, Franny, I hope that gave you the zhuzh you wanted. I hope it did. Miante, some coaches get on my nerves. I don't disagree with that. The only thing that gets on my nerves, truthfully, is when I hear limits. That's really, I just can't stand hearing limits because I don't think there are any. That's why. You are welcome, Franny. Good. That makes me feel better. All right. Helen, beautiful bestie. Thank you very much. Song lyrics by Kim Petras. I like Kim Petras. Isn't Kim Petras the one who sings, "My coconuts, you can put them in your mouth right now, right now, right now, right now." I don't know why I love that song, but I do. So you got me thinking about that. All right. You can't do better. Don't you know? Oh, can't you see that there's no one else but me? Oh, you can't do better. Ooh. I don't know that I've heard this song by Kim Petras, but I do like those lyrics. I will have to check that out. My coconut. Oh my God, Helen, it's not even your fault, but my coconuts is going to be on my mind from this point on. My coconuts. Yes, Ruby Tuesday. Those are the lyrics. I didn't write the song. I just like the song. I've heard the song Malibu. I'm pretty sure I've heard that one. Thank you, Misfit78. Thank you very much. I hate this or something better nonsense. Or if he wanted to, he would. Fuck that. Fuck that. That's a hard hell no. If he wanted to, he would. When I first found like manifestation as a whole, and like when I made my decision, like, yes, I'm going to try to manifest a specific person. Because remember, when I very first started, it was manifesting in new love. That's where my journey began, in money. And I remember hearing that phrase, if you wanted to, he would. And it was in a manifestation video. And I was shocked and flabbergasted. And I was so angry because I couldn't believe it. Because I was brand new. I was a manifestation baby. I was very, very, very new. Hadn't read everything by Neville Goddard yet. And so I was shocked, like, oh my God. I thought this law of, it was law of attraction first. This law of attraction shit was supposed to be you can manifest anything. At least that's the things I had heard. And again, there weren't a lot of content creators on this stuff yet. And I was just, I just made me feel terrible. And it immediately made me think, like, this stuff isn't going to change if I manifest new love and this. I'm going to have to keep putting up with that kind of shit. If he wanted to, he would. And how limiting of a statement it is. Yeah. Anyway. This or something better. No, this SP is who the fuck I want. You know how I think of this or something better? I think of it as it. I'm deciding what that something better is. I'm in charge of that. Everything is to my betterment. Everything. So this or something better, this version of your SP, or something better, a better version of your SP, can still apply to the same person. I'm just saying. We make everything to our benefit. I left Twitter and TikTok because I couldn't cope with the bullshit. I definitely left the Twitter world. I didn't even start the Twitter world. Like I have a channel or whatever it's called on Twitter, but I don't think I've ever posted a thing on there because I couldn't believe the chaos of it. TikTok can be chaos too. I still do the TikTok though. Kia, I do too. I don't like it at all. I think it's bullshit. And I think the person saying it clearly does not understand conscious awareness or the quantum field here. The limitless, infinite possibilities. There's no way that someone who understands the infinite, and I don't think it's really all that hard to understand. There's no way that they could understand that and still say something like that. Because I don't think they understand. Do you hear how contradictory you sound? Anytime anybody tells you you can manifest this, but you can't manifest that, but at the same time claims to understand consciousness, how do you not hear the hypocrisy in what you just said then? How do you not hear that? Anyway. Okay. Marie Manifest New York. Thank you very much. Oops. Been on and off with SP the last few years. Manifested exclusive relationship in January. He told me about 8 weeks ago that he isn't the man for me. He came to see me last week, but still distant. You want marriage. Okay. Been on and off with SP last few years. In January, you manifested the exclusive relationship. Okay. Marie, you manifested the exclusive relationship out of curiosity along your manifestation journey. Is that not good enough belief there? Or was it just at one time there and the not chosen? Which to me, they go hand in hand. Like not chosen is like an offshoot of that not good enough. Because to me, him coming to you and saying that sounds like the reflection of that belief. Now, that's nothing to panic over. You are already all that is right now in this moment. So we can look at this in two different ways. We can see that as, okay, that sounds like the reflection of those beliefs. No big deal. That can be changed instantaneously. Sometimes that's hard to believe, but it's true. Or we can look at it as, okay, if you know who you're identifying as, and he showed up and said this, then this is just a part of the unfolding. And truth be told, even seeing it from the other viewpoint of its, the reflection of those beliefs, it'll still be okay and still be a part of the unfolding of you getting what you want anyway. So there's nothing to panic over. See, we get so entangled with our 3D reality. And I don't mean that as a picking on you. I mean that as in general. We do. When things appear logically, literally, like they are opposing the desire, our immediate response, just based off of our conditioning, our immediate response is to see that as a problem, a circumstance, or a threat to the manifestation, to the outcome. And it doesn't necessarily mean it is. Use me as the example. Did you think multiple breakups? Do you think I anticipated that to happen before I ended up with my relationship? No, I would have said, no, that can't be happening. And I did react, panic, lose myself because it happened, and totally lived in fear and doubt, thinking my life was over. I've just lost my love. Totally ended up getting what I wanted. Would I have been able to see that so clearly while I was living it? No. I had more things to come into the understanding of. So what I'm trying to say is, so he said this to you. Your perception of it is letting you know who you were in the moment, right? What you perceived it as. So let's make a new decision. If you want this relationship, then that's who you choose to be. That's who you are aware of being. I don't know if you are still here, Marie, but I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to think of another example I could help relate that to. Really, it's anything you're manifesting. If something in reality appears while you're manifesting something, our instinct is to immediately think, oh my God. Let's say you're manifesting a particular job or a particular career. And let's say that you interviewed for a job that you absolutely love, and you were deciding that you were going to get that job. And then boom, they gave the job away to somebody else. Now, if we were baby manifestors, we would look at that and say, oh my God, I didn't get my manifestation. It didn't work. This shit failed. What the hell happened? Honestly, nothing. Who said we were done? Who said that we're stopping here? Who said that we're going to give up deciding on who we are? That was just something that appeared in reality. It doesn't mean that has to stay as our truth, as our final decision, as a final outcome. No. We choose again. We make our decision again. And have no fear. Something will happen in reality to make who you identify as true, or as the reflection of. Okay, so you're going to be seeing him tomorrow. Okay. Who are you going to be when you see him tomorrow? Who are you right now being? Right? If you want to be the Marie in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship, that's who you identify as. And no matter what appears in reality, you continue with that understanding. You continue. So don't be frightened. Don't be frightened of 3D. I'm telling you, even if you see him tomorrow and he says something you don't like that indicates that he just doesn't feel like he's, what did he say again? That he isn't the man for you? Okay, bud. Okay. Right? We don't have to argue with him. We're certainly not going to beg him. But up here, who are you? Who are you? Who are you as a whole? I am source. Then you choose. Then you decide who you are. Okay? There's nothing to panic over here. I know it's uncomfortable, and I know it's scary when it's, when it seems like the opposite is showing up. But I'm telling you from experience, things can change on a dime, and they can change quite quickly. Okay? So it's ignoring all triggers and choose who I am. But by ignoring, what does that mean to you? Because let's not misunderstand. As far as ignoring, this doesn't mean stuffing them down, pretending that you're not feeling them. They're triggers. But who are they triggering? Who are they really triggering? A version of you who has beliefs, who's had experiences. That's who it's really triggering. Is that the version of you who's in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship? It certainly could be. It could be. See what I'm trying to say? Who cares if you get triggered? I understand that it's not fun to be triggered. I know that. But don't be afraid of them. Don't assume, oh my God, I got triggered. Oh my God, I reacted. After I was triggered, I reacted. I had an emotional reaction. I let myself think terrible thoughts for, 20 minutes today. So, who are you? At the end of the day, who are you? That's the only thing that matters. So you could say ignore the triggers, but I would say that phrase very loosely. That does not mean pretend you're not feeling what you're feeling. You're feeling what you're feeling. So what? So what? The manifestation community, in my opinion, has people afraid of their own fucking mind, feelings, and emotions. And we don't have to be. We just have to know what we're choosing or who we're choosing to be. We just need to know that. Everything else is a part of the beautiful orchestration of how you get what you want. Everything is leading you to it. And how to guarantee that is to remember who you are. That's it. Seems too simple, I know. But it's not. It's perfectly simple. Does that make sense? Well, I'm glad I'm calming your ass down, Amy LeBlanc. Good. I remembered my old coach told me that I had to experience all my negative thoughts before my good ones came. You had to experience all your negative thoughts before the good thoughts would come. Are you kidding me? So in other words, how I'm perceiving what you just wrote is I'm going to have to experience all my negative thoughts in reality before the good thoughts show up in reality. You know what's so sad? At one time, I think I would have believed that too. Let me comfortably tell you, no. You want to know what woke me up to I don't think that's true? You want to know what it was? It dawned on me. I can't remember if I had a channel or not at this time. It dawned on me, I'm like, wait a minute. Not every thought manifests. Not every thought does. How many times have I been angry at someone? And when I'm hot-blooded angry, I think terrible thoughts. Terrible thoughts, especially about the other person, if I'm mad at them. Bad thoughts. So if all of those were coming true, there would be, let's just say I wouldn't be here I probably wouldn't be free. You know what I mean? That's silliness. Yeah, that old coach sounds not very, evolved. So for the longest time, oh God, I thought I had to be super, super perfect to manifest. Do you know how many people I think still feel that way? That's why I just said that I think that this community, and I don't think it's meant maliciously, but I think there are tons of people out there who think and are afraid of having a negative thought or beat themselves up because they cried or got angry or got upset. When in truth, it just doesn't fucking matter, because it doesn't matter. It's probably because some coaches tell us that we have to be perfect before we can bring it in, which is just crazy to me, which is completely limited. Yes, it is very, very limited. "22, Leonie, let me just say, I just was trying to avoid saying, I think I have said it in other videos or maybe in old live streams, but like, there'd be a body count. That's all I'm going to say. There'd be a body count around me if all of my terrible, just stop it right now before we say something bad. But yeah. So no, we don't have to be afraid. We don't have to be afraid of our mind. We just need to know who we are. Lawless. Thank you very much. Trying to manifest contact, been no contact for months. Manifesting her to contact and make me a priority and head over heels. Okay, let's start with, and I really think this is really, really, really important. Let's take the logical part of you and put it over to the side for a little while. You aren't in no contact. And this goes for anybody who thinks they're in no contact. You're not in no contact. So we have to stop identifying with that. Now, don't get me wrong. I know you needed to tell me that to ask the question. So we're not picking on you for your super chat. I'm saying in general, this is the first in the line of things we're changing right now. You're not in no contact. It's not possible to be in no contact. It's not possible. Because we're all connected to the one consciousness, to the absolute, to everything that is. We all are. So you're not in no contact. You might feel like you're experiencing no contact, which I get, but we're not going to identify with that anymore. Okay? That's number one. You're manifesting her to contact and make a priority and head over heels. Okay. Who do you identify as? So if you're manifesting that she contacts you, which, listen, in one respect, there's nothing wrong that you want to hear from your person. Of course you do, right? It's perfectly normal and acceptable to think that you have chit-chats with your person. But you're manifesting contact. Think about that. Think about the identity. Think about how we experience things in reality. We experience what we are aware of, what we are identifying as. So do you want to manifest contact? Or do you want to manifest being in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship where you are treated like a damn priority? Head over heels. We can use head over heels. It's a habit for me to say the loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. It's because it's what I used. So we want to manifest contact? See how that's someone identifying with being in no contact? It's a play on words, but we want to identify as who we want to be. So of course you're in contact. You're in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. That's who you are. You're manifesting a version of your person that treats you, and you fill in the blanks, like a priority, like they're head over heels in love with you. So that's who you are. That's who you identify as. That's who you are aware of being. So think about that for a minute. How do you think you would feel if you were experiencing all those things? And don't get me wrong, it's not that you have to chase a certain feeling. This is just getting you to get into your imagination and think about being that version of yourself. So you ask yourself those questions. You let your mind ponder that, who you would be, what your life would look like, how it would feel to have contact with her or him. Is it her? It's a her. Hold on a minute here. Hold on. I want to thank my moderators for booting whatever the heck that username was. Especially if anybody's coming in here saying rude stuff to other HBICs, boot them. Boot them. I'm not concerned about what they say about me. I don't care what they say about me. If they're going to make negative comments like that, I know I saw that one of you already got them, and then I saw somebody else booted them. Yeah. Nobody's saying anything about HBICs, not in my chats. Rachel, I just love you. I'm not a moderator, but sometimes need to be more moderate. But I don't know. I thought I made you one, though. I thought I already did. That's right, Steph. That is right. John M., thank you very much. If the list method is supposed to work, whether we give a toss or not. God, John M., I just love you. I've said this before. I have to meet you in real life at some point. I just have to. Okay. And believe in it or not, then what could be the reasons why a person is seeing nothing whatsoever? I'm clueless. Thanks. You are not clueless. In fact, you are the opposite of clueless, and you are also hilarious. Okay, John M., you always have funny messages. I'm just saying. If the list method is supposed to work, the list method is no different than any other technique out there. No different whatsoever. It's just another technique. Now, why you're not seeing anything on it, or why someone you may know is not seeing anything on it, I would ask them to take a look at who they believe they are and what do they believe about conscious manifestation. Do they believe it's real? Do they believe it's possible? Or are they still at war with it in their mind? Because quite frankly, I'm not saying that you gotta 100% have full faith and belief in conscious manifestation in order to manifest, because you're manifesting unconsciously all the damn time. You can't help yourself. You are. But you're experiencing in reality who you are aware of. Right? Who you are aware of being. So I would check in with that. But it's not because that person is a bad manifester. I would ask them, what do you really believe? What are your beliefs about techniques? It works if you work it, and you're worth it. Thanks, Lester. Not seeing movement doesn't mean there is no movement. Can we get a mic drop on that one? You are correct. That's a really, really, really important point that everyone should be thinking about. Just because you don't think you're seeing any movement doesn't mean it's not happening. There's things happening at all times. I would love to also see that person's list, just out of curiosity. My suggestion to get that list method, to have a little more success with it, I would write the list and write down things that aren't necessarily related to what you might be currently manifesting. So let's say, for example, that someone manifesting, a large sum of money or a specific person. I would say, then don't put those things on the list just yet. Because I'm looking at it, if you're doing the list method, in my opinion, is like testing whether it works or not, which is nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. In fact, I think it's a great faith builder or belief builder. It is. And it's also fun. Sometimes it's fun to just play around with manifestation. It's fun just to write random things down and then poof, you get to see them in your reality. That's fun. That keeps us lighthearted. It takes the pressure off of yourselves. But I would do that. If you've done it and you don't see anything on it, then right now in this moment, write down 5 random things unrelated to what you're consciously manifesting. And tell yourself you are the self that sees everything on that list, and then put it away. Go live your life without daily checking the list. I wouldn't check on that list to see if you saw anything for like at least a week. I wouldn't. Just for shits and giggles, because you don't want to put the unnecessary pressure on yourself. See what I mean? Like, oh my God. Yes, Limitless Queen Betch, you are right. Like goats in your yellow trucks. If you guys don't know what she's talking about, why she's even bringing the goats, I'm still seeing goats. Okay, so she's not playing. We have, the channel memberships. So we have the exclusive lives, the hot seat, and the advanced manifestors. That's the one I call the VIP. In the exclusive lives, which is a success story, tips and tricks only group. We don't want circumstances in that group. One time, our girl LJ brought up goats. I don't remember why she was seeing goats. I don't remember what that was for, but she mentioned it one time, and I swear to you, any channel member can back this up, especially if they were in the group at the time. that from then on, it was like weekly. Every week, someone would show up and say, yeah, I saw LJ's goats. I saw the goat. I still see the goats. Random goats. It was funny. Oh, it was funny to me. Really salty. Out of nowhere. What kind of a mushroom? Just saying. I saw a damn purple door after one of your videos and goats. I just remember that. Amy, I have been seeing the purple doors as well. Could just be, you know. Was it because of my video? I don't know. No. Oh, really? Someone's finally gracing us with his presence. He's been upstairs. You gonna say hi? Say it with your voice. They don't see your hand. Really? He's mocking me in the corner. Shut up. Snowlull, you see pink elephants? Yep, Beyonce, that's exactly what's going to happen. Everyone's going to see the purple doors. Oh, I didn't see John M. You sent another one right after that. Sorry, I didn't see that. How to consciously and subconsciously eradicate the idea in our mind of competition. Like jobs, viz jobs, but also when there's a 3P who won't get lost. This is why I love you, John. All right, so how to consciously and subconsciously. Your awareness is what matters. Consciously and subconsciously. So in other words, if you can, put the whole subconscious mind on the shelf for a minute. At least on how it's been discussed as an overhaul in the manifestation community. Put it to the side. Fuck the subconscious mind for a minute, okay? Don't even stress that. Do you know that you are the I am? John, you have been around my live stream, so I know you're saying yes to that. You know that you are source, that you are consciousness, which is pure, unadulterated consciousness, right? Totally limitless, flawless. You're already complete, whole. So when we want something to disappear from our reality, we want a third party to beat feet and get out of here, or the idea of competition is to see yourself. First of all right, let's go break it down in two different places. So the third party. So I'm assuming that means third party to a specific person. You see yourself as you want to be. So is that you being in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship? That's where you put your awareness, your focus, your attention. That's who you know yourself to be. Third party will beat feet. How? That's not for us to figure out. Every manifestation has its own, I'm trying to think of a good word, has its own ways of coming about or how it unfolds in 3D reality. It's already taken care of. That's the stuff we don't have to concern ourselves with. So when we want something like that to happen, when we want a third party to get the fuck on out, then we see ourselves as exactly who we want to be. The self that's in the loving, fulfilling, committed, faithful, loyal relationship. That's who you are. That's who you identify as. Right? Remember, you already are all there is right now, in this moment, and every moment. So I could word it like, get your focus off of the third party. I could just say it like that. But I think people misunderstand it and think that means, oh, I can't think about the third party. Oh no, I just thought about the third party now. That's going to make that third party stay longer. No, you can be aware of the third party's existence. But the less you're allowing that to have power over your moods, power over your feelings and emotions, the less that's happening, the more you are putting your awareness on just the who you are, the who you are choosing to be. Third party will be eradicated, will be booted perfectly, effortlessly. You won't have to lift a finger, right? You don't have to convince the specific person to get rid of the threat. You will have to do nothing, literally nothing but that. So that's how we get rid of something. And if we don't like the idea of experiencing like competition, then see yourself as really who you are, source. Who can compete with source? Who could be your competition if you are already all there is? But see, our human logical self pops in and starts chirping away at us. Like, no, you're just John. You're just John M. No, your source experiencing the physical through John M. You're much more than that. Okay? I'm personally really trying to step away from this whole character talk, the avatar talk. I'm trying to step away from that now. I think that is becoming very confusing. So I'm trying to do my best to not use those words. Because when we see ourselves as I am source and this is just the character, I don't think that's helpful. I think that implies there's separation, and there is none. You are source at every given moment. You don't stop being source because you're recognizing your character, because you're aware of being. So for example, because I'm aware of Kimberly, I don't stop being source. Because I've allowed my attention to get pulled onto the 3D, I'm just being the character. No, I'm still source. I'm source. This is why the identity matters. It's our own personal power on how we move throughout consciousness. Everything here is consciousness. That doesn't stop because you're aware of your character. You don't stop being source. So let's not separate the two. Do you see what I'm saying? All it ever is identity that makes us feel that separation, but there is none. See what I mean? I hope that makes sense. I'm seeing the mic drops, Bad Kitty. Thank you. Yes, you have a difficult username. Saparini next. Yes, after all, we were manifesting even without knowing anything. Yes. Limitless Queen, you just saw a yellow truck while you're here with us in the live. Not a coincidence. Loving that. So John M., back to the question of how, not to, let's see, be bothered with competition. Who can compete with you as source? Who? Fucking nobody. So know who you are. Remember who you really are. That's it. Ziomara, member for 11 months. Thank you very much. As I am calming down from an anxiety attack because I feel at my lowest, oh my God, and alone right now. And I want to contact SP, but scared too, so I don't. I can't explain this feeling, but I thought I'd be somewhere else by now, just worried. Listen, no. You had an anxiety attack. This is it. You had an anxiety attack. Don't you dare start thinking that you are less than. Oh, I'm not so far in consciousness. I thought I'd be so further along. No. Don't start doing that. Everything is happening exactly the way it is supposed to. You know who you are choosing to be. We don't always understand why things unfold the way they do. But that doesn't mean you're not going to have your experience. And you're damn good at this. You know you are. You're just having a moment. That's all it is. Right? The anxiety attack is gone. We're not identifying with that anymore. It doesn't matter. Body responded out of habit. And you know this. And you're not alone. We're always here. You know that. You're never alone. That's right, Rhonda C. The alpha and the omega. That's right, Amy. I am going to hear Kim for the next few days. I was never invited to the how party. And who am I being? Yes. Ziomara, there's nothing to be worried about. I mean this. Can't explain this feeling, but I thought I'd be somewhere else by now. Now, I can take that in two different ways. I can think that you're interpreting that as, I thought I'd be somewhere else in my journey. I thought I'd be experiencing, let's say a manifestation by now. Or I thought I'd be somewhere else, let's say, in consciousness, your level of consciousness. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. This is perfectly unfolding because you know who you are. And yes, poop bark to back me up on that statement. So seriously, Ziomara, everything's okay. We don't always feel perfect. And thank God we don't have to in order to get the things we want. So this moment, the way you're feeling right now, it's not stopping anything. Hasn't ruined anything. Sounds like you were being human for a moment or two. Who fucking cares? You know who you are. You know who you're choosing to be. Those are the only things that matter. FOMO kicks in and then I try to get out because I see nothing, but I know it's coming in the way it should. Exactly. And that fear of missing out, everybody fucking has that every once in a while, and that's okay. That's okay. But I really want to touch on this. I want to contact SP, but scared to, so I don't. What are you scared of? Now, don't get me wrong. I know that you might be, and I know other people are manifesting being pursued. So you actually want to have the experience of being reached out to, pursued. And if that's what you're specifically wanting, then okay, fine, I get it. I understand why you may not want to. Hold on. Poop is blackmailing my boyfriend for a treat.
She won't take them.
I know. But then she stands there and barks. And she only does it when she knows I'm doing one of these. She's so smart. What? What? I don't get it. Oh, Jeremiah, scared for more crickets. Last time I texted him was on his birthday and not even a thanks back in April. Then he watches me online for months. So you know damn well you were on his mind. You know damn well. Okay, so if that's the reason why you're scared too, because of that feeling like I don't know that if I'm going to hear back. And that doesn't feel very good. So then don't reach out. then don't. Is that what you inherently want to do, to reach out? What is the reaching out going to satisfy? Take a look at that. Because I don't want you to misunderstand what I'm saying and think I'm saying you should reach out, you shouldn't reach out. You know me, you're in my channel memberships, you are very aware of me. I don't think reaching out to your specific person is a bad thing. I don't. I think it's a limiting belief to put that out there, that we should never reach out to our SPs unless we're manifesting being pursued. Then I get it, why you're not going to reach out. But don't give that a meaning. Don't make that more powerful over you. Don't have that hanging over your shoulders that you can't if you want to. Because nothing can stop this. Nothing can get in the way of it. When you're feeling like garbage, check in with yourself. Who are you? Who do you really think you are in those moments? When he texted me first, then I asked him out, then nothing. Nope, it won't, because I see ourselves not ignoring each other and not this in the 3D. Good. I just realized I was holding back my manifestations right now because I am uncomfy in my body. Ooh. And I don't want to be seen. And I've been saying once I am better looking, I can have my manifestations. That is a super duper hell no. And you needed to come to that understanding. And weren't we just talking about this the other day? Weren't we just talking about it in a live stream? Maybe on TikTok? Maybe. I know we were. We were talking about one of my old videos where I said, it was a live stream, maybe on here, where I made a video of like, I don't know, 5 or 6 reasons why it might not be here yet. And one of them is, are you holding it away yourself by thinking something like that? Hell to the no, Lester. I am shocked. Now, you owe me a full camo outfit. I expect to see you in it. Well, you've got a little time. You should be wearing it in group tomorrow. You owe me that now. What do you got?
I had soggy dog treats on the couch.
She had her dog treat on the couch?
2 of them.
Oh my God, she's something else. She knows she's not supposed to have dog treats on the couch. She just does what she wants. She knows. Because if I look at her when she's trying to get on the couch with the dog treat, she'll do the slow, like, you don't see me, Mom, walk. I just don't want to be scared anymore because me texting has been on my mind, but I'll keep persisting in my end story without me actually doing anything in the 3D. Well, see, listen, either way is perfect. Whether you do it, meaning the reaching out, I'm sorry, she's boop's being boop. Whether you text your person or don't text your person, it's still the perfect unfolding. Do you see what I mean? Not going to hurt anything if you do. But be aware of this. I just don't want to be scared anymore. Yeah, you have nothing to be scared of. So what is making you feel scared? Is that the version of self we want to identify as anymore? No. You want to be free. Free. Happy, confident, content, you know, words like that. Do you mind? So rude. I love that you can hear her, Lavender's Lysol. Yes. She's right here, too. What are you doing other than causing trouble? You're going to knock over my live stream. Come here. Come on up. Come on up. What are you giving me paw for? What do you want? Hmm? Be a good girl. I just want to say, Ziamara, I think the fact that you're coming into that feeling of, no, ma'am. She's just looking for something to fuck with. Go on. I wish you could see her. She's headbutting all the things around me. Go. Go be a good girl. Yes, giving me the paw. I love you, Lester. Shit. Now, what was I going to say, Ziamara? Oh, I think that feeling of I just don't want to feel scared anymore. I relate to that. That was a version of me who I just didn't want to be worried. Same idea. I don't want to be worried anymore. I want to not care. I want to just comfortably live my life. I want to stop thinking about this thing. I want to be able to put my attention on other things in my life without having that manifestation shit hanging in the back of my mind all the time. Like that waiting for the manifestation to show up, waiting for it to manifest. I feel like I can't be happy until that thing manifests. That kind of thinking. But that came into my awareness, that caught my attention. So that meant a new decision. The version of me that can live freely like that, I'm saying. Free from the fear. Knowing that everything is going to be okay. I don't have to figure everything out. I don't have to understand how this is going to unfold. So it just doesn't fucking matter. I can be happy today. I can live my life and go do things and put my focus on other things without worrying about that fucking manifestation anymore. I refuse to be that person manifesting it anymore. I am the self that has it. So I'm going to be comfortable and go live my life. That's who I am. It's hard to understand myself why I'm scared too. And you're right. I'm tired of focusing on that and waiting. Yes. So let's look at this as another part of the perfect orchestration of you getting this. That is coming into your awareness for you to let that go. To choose differently. You might not feel better immediately. And that's okay. You choose it anyway. And it will naturally happen, as it always does. Yeah, mic drop. I'm loving all the mic drops. That's right. Wish fulfilled state. Thank you very much. Quietly relishing my barely recognizable old self. Love that. I'm very happy to hear that. Kiesa, thank you very much. Is it normal not to think of the manifestation often? Sure is. Sure is. Let me explain why. Let's say manifesting, we're going to use like manifesting a specific person as the example. But if you're manifesting something else, like manifesting money, just insert the word money for a specific person. If you're manifesting a specific person, I would relate that to, okay, well, then you want to be aware of being the version of yourself that has a relationship with the specific person. That's who you are. That's who you're identifying as. Who's identifying as it? Source, right? Okay. So you're having that experience. You're identifying, you're choosing, you're deciding to be the version of yourself that is free. Free now. Because why? Because you are the version of yourself that has the desire. That's who you are. Versus the version of yourself who's still manifesting a specific person. The version of you who's manifesting a specific person probably has that shit on their mind 24/7. I'm sure you've all been there. I'm sure every single person in this live stream can agree that I bet for a while, whatever it is you're manifesting was on your mind all the fucking time. All the time. Versus the identity of having. The knowing you are that version of yourself. The version of you that has it. Who just knows themselves to be the self that has it. Right? I am that I am. What's there to think about? Why does it need to be on the mind all the time when you already have it? Now, that anybody new to conscious manifestation, don't start fucking panicking because you heard me say that. Okay? If your manifestation evolvement was anything like my own, I thought about it all the time too. I did. I think that's kind of normal, especially when you're newer at this. So don't panic. But I'm saying, when you step into the identity, and I mean literally, you're there. You know yourself to be the self that will have the desire. That just, you know you are that now. What's there to think about? My neighbor's dog is barking. That's why she's barking. This isn't going to stop because they're not home. Oh, dear. When you know you already have something, do you have to think about it all the time? Worry about it all the time? No. No. You got to settle down. I don't think this is going to get any better. I think this is where I'm going to have to end it. Lester, thank you very much. I love you, Kimmy, always well. I love you, Lester. Thank you. I think this is where we're going to end the live tonight because the ducks are quacking. They're right outside our windows. The dog next door is barking. And Poop is going to respond. I know. That's me identifying with that. I know it is. I'm aware. So, I love you all. Thank you very much for being here with me tonight on this impromptu live stream, as all my live streams are. To the VIP, the Advanced Manifestors, I'm still intending on having group tomorrow, but I understand it's Labor Day, and if you've got plans or shit to do, no worries. It's okay. You can watch the replay. But I'm still having it. 10:45 like normal. Okay? And, you know, if you were thinking about joining that membership, now would be a great time because we'll see you in the morning. Okay? All right. I love you all. I'll see you all, well, tomorrow.